and Employment Services. This is our second workshop on this agenda. And as you know that last week we had one workshop on resume preparation and how to prepare an effective resume. So this is the second workshop on this project. The project is Career and Employment Services, and so that's it. I mean, these two workshops will help you a lot. After the completion of this workshop, you'll learn a lot how to, prepare an effective resume and how to enhance your marketability or employability. So that will give you a boost for your, employability. So today's agenda, you already know me, who I am. So once again, I welcome you all to our today's session. And good evening to you and good morning for me, because it's 9 o'clock in the morning in Toronto, Canada, and it's 8 o'clock, I believe, just past 8 in Bangladesh, and I think it's 10 o'clock in China, whatever. So good evening to all of you and good morning for those who are attending this session from Toronto or Canada. So today's agenda will be discussing today, types of interview. So interview, sometimes in North America or in the word interview is pronounced in America or Canada as interview. So sometimes I will be using the term interview. So interview, it may sound like interview. So remember, if you go to any American embassy for any interview for uh, higher admission to any university in America, or if you go to any international organization, they may say this word like this: interview, not interview. So I'm just, since you are students of undergraduate programs, so I'm actually using this word to make it clear to you. So we'll be discussing different types of interview, preparation for interview, etiquette in interview, and interview practice with sample questions and answers. So here, so these are the topics, or these are the things that we'll be discussing. And preparation. So we'll have preparation and etiquette. Interview, has an etiquette, has a posture or different postures to follow. So interview is not just meeting someone and answering questions from your interviewer. It's not just like that. So there are some things that you must know before you go for any interview, be job interview or selection or admission, or marital, or just for personal or social or individual, whatever. You need to meet people. So meeting people is an interview. And then this meeting people, Dr. Jaman, welcome to our program.
Hi, thank
and
you. Good morning.
and good morning. So
You too.
so he is Dr. Jaman. So he is a professor, and he teaches medical office administration program in a college as a professor. So let's welcome Dr. Jaman to our session.
Yeah.
He already attended one of my sessions in my college, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
That's
Okay.
why I was excited. When I see this yesterday, I request you to send me the attachment too.
Also kind of you. So
Thank you. Thank you so much.
let me introduce you to our audience. Most of the students are uh, uh, undergraduate students. So they are
Nice to see
attending this
you all.
session. Yeah, so they are attending this session from Bangladesh. Most of them are from Bangladesh. One or two
Oh,
of my formal graduates are from Toronto, but most of them are from Bangladesh, and they study in different universities, like in Jahangir University, Dhaka University, Chittagong University, and other universities. So they are undergraduate students. They attended my first session, which was on resume preparation. So this is today is a second session on interview. So
oh,
we
so
just
nice.
we just have started. So welcome to our program.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Nice to have you all.
Okay. Um, So, like I said, so interview is not just meeting a people, but any formal meeting with anyone, be individual, social, job, or employment, is an interview. So, interview, the term is sometimes pronounced as interview. So, this T is silent and it is called interview. Sometimes we don't understand foreign accent like American accent, particularly if you go to American embassy, they will use this word interview. So be careful. They are talking about mental ability. If you are mentally capable or you are mentally sound to do that job, because if you are not mentally sound, you are not eligible for performing any job. So mental ability or your mental soundness is the first thing that we evaluate in a job interview. Then motivation, how motivated you are. Motivation means, you should have a drive. Drive means a kind of craziness that you are busy, you are too much, tied up with your schedules, and you have like hunger. So when you are hungry, then you are crazy, you have craving for food, so you go to kitchen, you go to dining room, there is no food, you go to kitchen, and kitchen no food, you check the fridge, no food in the fridge, then you go shopping, you need money, or no money, you need credit card, oh no, credit card has low credit, so what do? You need to find a job. If you don't find a job, then you don't get a job. You don't get a job, then you don't get money. So to get a job, you need to do job interview. To prepare job interview, you need to go for workshop or to develop your interview skill. So like this, one after another comes up. That's what we call, motivation. Motivation does not come from outside. Motivation comes from within. You have to be self-motivated. You have to be motivated by yourself. That, well, I have to do this job. I have family. I have friends. I have my parents. I have my siblings. I have to take care of them. I have to take care of myself. Here, one of the requirements to become a Canadian citizen. Do you know one of the requirements to become a Canadian citizen here in Canada is you have to take care of yourself. That means you don't depend on your parents, or you don't depend on your friends, or you don't depend on others. You depend on yourself. That's what they teach us, that to become a Canadian citizen, this is one of the requirements. The requirement is that you have to take care of yourself. So, develop yourself. So that's called motivation. Motivation means you are motivated by yourself. I don't have to push you. Hey, 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 wake up. It's 7 o'clock. The workshop time is coming up. You have to attend. I don't have to. Or wake up, wake up. You have to go to school or university. Time is running up. We don't have to push like that. You have to be pushed by yourself. That's what I mean by motivation. Personality is your conduct, your behavior, the way you eat, the way you talk, the way you behave with people, the way you dress up, the way you walk. Everything is your personality, and it has to be pleasant, friendly, frank, candid. Means you are not haughty, you are not grumpy, you are not bragging about yourself. You must be polite, and you must show your respect to others, for whatever they are, so for their values, for their cultures, and you should have your interest. So when you go for any job interview, you should be interested in that one, no matter what the salary is, or no matter what the position is. And then you should have some goals. What is your goal? That is the question asked in a job interview. What is your goal? So you have to clear that you have to make it clear that, well, my job goal is this, or my immediate goal is this, and my future goal or my long-term goal is this. So you have to be clear about your goals. So then experience means your job experience. If you have worked before, so your past experience, whatever experience you have gained. And then your education, it has to be complete, like undergraduate or graduate or diploma. So your education should be complete. And your education must meet the requirement of the job. And the third one is training. If you have any job training, like if you do any healthcare program, then you go for practicum. So this practicum is 1 month, and 1 month practicum or 1 month co-op or 1 month placement is your training. So experience, education, and training. These three things are important factors for your experience, for your job. And then skill. Like I said before, your skill is of three types. Your technical skill, the skill that is related to your job, interpersonal skill, that means skill to communicate with other people. That is your interpersonal skill. And how effective you are to communicate with people. Sometimes we are effective or we are very good when we communicate with our family members, like with our parents or our brothers or sisters or family members, or even with friends. But we are very edgy or very nervous when we communicate with others. For example, outside family. A lot of people are of introvert type. So those who are of introvert type, they cannot communicate or interact with people outside their family. That is not good. That is not good. You have to be interpersonal. To be interpersonal, you have to be pleasant, you have to be communicative, you have to be interactive. So interact with others. Okay, hi, hello, how are you doing today? Doing good. Okay, hi. Today weather is not good. Oh, yeah, yeah. Like that. Be friendly, be frank, and be interactive. So talk to people, and then that is what is required. Because why it is required? It is required because when you go for a job, you have to work with others. You are not alone. You will not be working alone in your room, on your desk. For example, now in a multinational environment, people work together with others. So someone might be from Africa. Jalal is studying in China. He is studying with others. Some of them are from Africa, Jamaica, or Nigeria. Some of them are from China. Some of them are from India or Bangladesh. So, he is studying, with people with different backgrounds coming from different countries. Like this, if you work anywhere, you have to work with people coming from different countries with different background. So you have to know their culture, and you have to be respectful to them. And so you have to be interactive. You have to have interpersonal skill. And then third one is organizational skill. Organizational skill means how organized you are. For any job, you have to be well organized. If you are not well organized, you cannot perform, or you cannot discharge your duties properly. So these are three types of skills: technical, interpersonal, and organizational. These things, these three aspects, your general, experiential, and skills, these three things are evaluated in a job interview. Okay, so your questions for your job interview, your questions will relate to these aspects. Now, different types of interview. First type of interview is called in-person or telephone interview. Telephone interview is when you actually send your resume to someone, then they first call you if you are available, and that is personal. And they ask you several questions. Well, where did you study? Oh, did you study at Chittagong University? Okay, which department? Oh, yes. Okay, so when did you graduate? So this is the first screening interview. So this is called screening. So they know about your availability, about your skill, about your communication skill by making a phone call to you. I can give you my example. My job in college, was like this. So I just, sent my resume, and then one fine morning, I got a phone call from the chairperson. Is that Golam? Oh, yes, speaking. Who is speaking? Oh, this is me from blah, blah, blah. So well, I got your resume from someone. I did not even send my resume. So she got the resume, the chairperson got a resume from someone else. And then she called me, and then she talked to me if I were available. I said, yes, I was available. So it as if I was available or not. And then, oh yeah, are we available? Oh yes, I'm available. And then, okay, so can you come at 9 o'clock? It was 8 o'clock to my office. 9 o'clock. Oh yes, yes, yeah, I can. And then I started, shaving myself and getting prepared. And then within an hour, just on time, I was there. So it is, telephone interview, and that is the preliminary selection. Second type of, and then that was done. And the second type of interview is called one-on-one. One person, one interviewer, and one candidate. And sometimes it happens. So usually in Toronto, most of the job interviews are one on one. So one interviewer, HR manager or boss or supervisor or line manager interviews one candidate at a time. Um, Third type of interview is called panel or committee interview. This type of interview is held in Bangladesh, India. So most of the interviews in Bangladesh are like panel interview. In a panel interview, what happens? One interviewer, oh no, one candidate is interviewed by three, four, five interviewers. So three, four, five people, okay, like a boss, supervisor, manager, or the CEO, okay, or an external. So they sit in a line or in a row and they ask questions one by one to the candidate. So one candidate comes to the interview room one by one. Okay, they wait outside in a waiting room, and one by one comes to the interview room, and the panel, there is a panel. So the panel members, ask question one by one, and that kind of interview is conducted in Bangladesh, India, or in other countries. Usually, this kind of interview is held for job or admission or examination, viva. So when you go for viva, you will have panel interview. So if you do the viva for your exam, then you will have panel interview. If you have job interview, you will have panel interview. Okay, so or for admission to a program, it is a panel interview. Not one person will ask you question. Several people will ask you question. Okay. Now, next number 4 is behavioral question, behavioral interview. Behavioral interview is a kind of practical situation. So they make a situation or they make an environment and they test your behavior. It is a kind of how can I give you the example? I can give you one simple example. Long time ago in our country, in Bangladesh or India, the girl used to come in front of the people for from the groom's side for marriage, and then they used to say, okay, and they used to observe the girl's attitude, behavior, walking, speaking, and that's, I mean, they used to observe her behavior. Okay, so they used to talk to her, and the girl used to talk to them, and they used to see how she sits, how she walks, how she talks. Okay, how she comes, how she behaves, how she greets. Those were the aspects to observe or to be interviewed. This is one example. But here, nowadays in Canada or in foreign countries, for any customer service job, they they use behavioral interview. What type of behavioral interview? So they create an artificial environment and they observe how the candidate responds to that environment. For example, I can give you one example. One girl went to McDonald's, McDonald's for a customer service job, and the boss, came out and just in front of the coffee shop, so the boss offered a cup of coffee to the candidate. Okay, and then um, intentionally the boss spilled some coffee. Intentionally, the boss spilled some coffee on the desk as if she did not do it. It just happened. She did not do it intentionally. It just happened accidentally. And now she was observing what the candidate can do to tackle or handle that situation. Do you know what happened? The candidate said, "Oh my gosh, what the heck? What did you do? Oh my gosh, you spilled coffee. Oh my gosh, oh my, new cloth, I bought it last week. It's totally ruined. It was just a test, okay? Customer service behavior test. But if you are smart enough, he will say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me clean it. Let me clean it." No, the boss will say, "No, no, no. I'm so sorry. No, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry." The candidate will say, "No, no. It's okay, sir or ma'am. I can clean it. Okay, can I have a piece of cloth or anything that I can clean it off?" So that is the behavior, that is tested, or that is observed in a behavioral type of interview. Next type of interview is lunch or breakfast interview. I got a position at Toronto University as a visiting professor, and that interview was a lunch interview. Lunch interview means, the chairperson called me for a lunch. And then, I went there for a lunch, and then we grabbed food. It was a buffet. So I grabbed food from the food court, and then we sat together on a table, you know, side by side. And then we were eating and we were discussing. And then at the end of the lunch, I said, "So are you going to meet formally for our interview?" Then he said, "So what did I do today? What did I do today so far? What did I do?" I said, "You did my interview?" Said, "You didn't notice?" I said, "No, I did not notice that you interviewed me." So he said, "That's how we do it. We don't let you know that we are interviewing you." So that is called lunch or breakfast. Sometimes they may call you, they means interviewer, they means job employer, okay, or boss. So boss or interviewer or HR manager or supervisor might call you for a breakfast or lunch. But remember, this formal breakfast or formal lunch is a kind of interview. It can be a relationship. Sometimes, we talk about marriage or for any marital purpose, or for any dating even, people go for lunch or breakfast. And there they meet first. And that is also interview. Interview means, you are observing each other. Okay, you are observing, the person, you are with, or he or she is also observing you. So be careful when you go for any formal lunch or breakfast. Remember, there is something going on. Either, it might be a job or relationship. Okay, whatever. Then group interview. Does anybody have any idea about group interview, what it is about? Can anybody tell me what group interview is? Anyone? Any idea? Group interview. I have seen this interview. Group interview is a all the candidates. Say for a job there are 20 candidates. Okay, 20 candidates. So all the 20 candidates sit in a circle. They sit in a circle, and one or two interviewers will sit in the middle. Okay, in the middle. And then the interviewer asks a question to one of them, and then the same question one person will answer, the second candidate will answer, the third person will answer, the fourth, like this. All the candidates, all 20 candidates will answer the same question. Then the second question will start from right. So the first question, will start from left. The second question will start from right, and then third question again from left. Then fourth question again from right. Like this, same question will be answered by all candidates. There are some merits and demerits about this interview. You know that the merit is the first person, actually advantage or disadvantage. The first person, when he or she gets the question, it is difficult for him or her, because the first time, so why are you here? For example, why are you here? Your answer is for a job. That is not satisfactory. if you say just for a job, or why should I hire you? If I ask you this question, the first person will answer. Then second person, it is already common. Third person, it is already gone. So you have to say something different. If you say the same answer, no good. So you have to do something. You have to say something that has not been said by others. So those who are answering late at the end of the circle, they have difficult times, real difficult times to answer this question, because the answer is already common. You have to say something new. So it is a very hard type of interview. And in Canada, many jobs are actually held, like this, with panel group interview. Many jobs, because the supervisor does not have time to interview one by one. So at a time, all of the candidates are here, and the same question will be answered by everyone, and then instantly he can judge who is giving a better answer for this question, so who is good and who is not. And immediately he can say that, well, you are selected, you are selected, you are selected. I'm sorry for all the rest of the candidates. This is called group interview. Number seven type of interview, I think you know about it. It is called working interview or audition. Audition is like America Got Talents, Britain Got Talents. So in an audition, like music, for music, people or candidate, candidate or one candidate goes to the podium, and the musicians or the interviewers, they interview, they ask you, okay, what are you gonna do? They say, I'm gonna sing today, I'm gonna dance today. So dance or singing, that is called audition. So this type of audition. But so out of these seven types of interview, for job, I would say number six and number three, panel interview, and number six, group interview. These two types of interview are common in Bangladesh. Now, before you go for interview, you have to know, just when you are going for any job interview, my suggestion is, don't just go there. Okay, before you go to that company or for any interview, you should know the vision, mission, philosophy, organizational culture and practice, annual gross and net profit and accomplishment of that company. So do some research about the company. Okay, what is the vision? Sometimes they ask you, what is the mission of my company? You have to know the mission of this company. So before you go for that company, you must read the company mission and vision or philosophy from their website. This is called homework. Okay, you have to do some homework. Company organogram, what is the name of the CEO? So if you go for any job in, say for example, Grameen Bank, or say for example, Grameen Phone, so just for a customer service job, just example, for example, you must know who founded Grameen Phone or who founded Grameen Bank, when it was established, and who was CEO or chairman. Go for BRAC. If you go to BRAC, for example, for any job, so you must know when BRAC was established, who established BRAC, and who the present chairman is, or who is the HR manager. So you have to know the company organogram. That's called, before you go for job interview, you have to have some preparation for that company, and you have to prepare yourself. Know the place where you are going for job interview. So how can you go there? Do Google Map. So you have to know beforehand how long it will take for you to go there. How will you go there? By cab, taxi, Uber, or Lyft, or Pathan, or public bus, or you are driving yourself? Where is the parking facility? How long it will take from bus stop to office? You must have some preparation, that, well, from bus stop to office, you have to walk 10 minutes or 15 minutes. and then it will take, if there is traffic congestion, it will take extra time. So you cannot be late for any job interview. You have to be on time. Never be late. There is no excuse for lateness. If you say, "Oh, I'm sorry, there was traffic congestion, there was so much traffic, and I was late," no, it doesn't work. If you say that, no, no excuse. Next, arrival at the office. So you have to arrive at least 15 to 20 minutes before the interview begins. Don't be late. So why is that? It is just a standard, etiquette, or a standard, principle, that you arrive at the office at least 15 minutes before the job interview, or any interview, even job or whatever. Um, and then dress code, you must see that dress, that is the culture of the company. If the company uses blue color or yellow color, whatever the color, if you match that color, it is good for you, because you are following the company culture. So every company has a dress code, might have a dress code, not every company, but some companies have some dress codes. So if you know that dress code, you are following the culture of the company, and then the company will like you. So grooming means, usually not very strong perfume. Use light perfume. Do not eat garlic or onion or fish, and no kitchen odor on your cloth. So you have to be clean, groomed, and neat. So usually we should not eat garlic on the day of the interview or before you go for job interview. This is just for your precaution. Okay, some people do, and they did, and they lost the job. This is why I'm saying this. So this is your preparation. Research the company organogram, know the place, arrival at the office, dress code, grooming. Now, posture. Like I said, that job interview, there is some etiquette. You have to follow some etiquette. So, how do you sit? Posture. Sitting, when you go to the job interview. So, when the interviewer offers you a seat, then sit upright, but not too stiffly. So, I cannot show you, or I cannot demonstrate how to sit, but I will give you the description, and you can practice, wherever you are, you can practice. So you have to sit upright and 10 degrees. So relax and lean slightly forward, about 10 degrees towards your interviewer. So you sit in a way that you lean your head 10 degrees towards the interviewer. So like this, not like this. Okay, not like this. No, as we sit. So we just bend your head 10 degrees toward the interviewer, like this. Not straight, not like this, but like this, but 10 degrees towards the interviewer. That gives the message that you are both interested and involved. So if you bend your head 10 degrees toward your interviewer, it means you are interested and you are involved. Okay. If you sit like that, it means you are relaxed, too much relaxed, and you are not interested. Sometimes the boss, sometimes we see that boss sitting on the chair and, revolving the chair like that. So that means the boss is too much disinterested and also relaxed, not good. So you have to be, sitting like this. Second one, leaning back makes you appear too relaxed and casual, like I said. So if you relaxed and sitting back, it means you are too relaxed. So don't sit like that. Okay, and we don't sit like that. So this is the sitting posture. How to sit in an interview. Lean slightly forward towards the interviewer, and look at the head. The head is bent, and eye contact. Three things you need to see: the eye contact, the hand, and the head. Three things you need to observe from here. Now, second one is head. So, you have to, your head should be mirroring. So sometimes you have to mirror. So tilting your head very slightly to one side comes across as friendly and open. Okay. And this is posture of your head. So here you can see, okay, this is a good posture. Who is the interviewer and who is the candidate here? Who is the interviewer and who is the candidate? The man,
Man is interview.
the man is interviewer.
No, no, sir. Man interview. Interviewing.
Okay, and the woman is
Candidate.
interviewer.
Yes, sir.
You are right, 100% right. The woman is interviewer and the man is the candidate. How did you say that? Why did you say that the woman is the interviewer? How do you know?
Sir, seeing the position of his head
Position of the
because
head. And
the
usually,
man's head is
that's right, you are absolutely correct. And another thing is the woman is holding a pen and a piece of paper and a folder.
yes,
So usually
yes, sir.
the candidate does not have a pen or does not write or does not have a folder. So usually the candidate does not use a pen, right? In the interview board, usually it is the candidate is empty-handed. The candidate comes
Yes, sir.
empty-handed, right? And the interviewer,
Yes,
has a pen and a notebook to note down, right? To note down, to make some points. So you are correct. Very good. Next one is the position of your hands. If you are unsure of what to do with your hands, rest them loosely clasped in your lap or on that table. This line. So this is called clasp. So it clasps, okay, loosely, not too tight, loosely like this. So put it on your lap or on the table. So you cannot see my table, but you can see from the previous picture, you can see this man. So this man has put his hands clasped and on the table. That is the indication that he is the candidate, not the interviewer. So you put your hands like this and keep your hands away from face. Some people, so they touch too much, face like this, and don't do that in job interview or in any type of interview. Don't do that. So don't touch your face with your hands. And this is the posture of the hands. So you put your hands on, if you have a folder, now you put your hands together and clasped on your folder, or the folder should be on the table and it should look like this. This is standard posture. Folding your arms, across your chest suggests a closed and defensive attitude. That means you cannot, sit like that. You cannot fold your arms like this. Waving your hands and arms around can be perceived as uncertainty and a lack of professionalism. So you should not wave your hands too much. Some people talk and they, use, hand movement too much. Not good. Okay. So minimize your movement of your arms and hands. So minimize. We move. For example, I'm moving my hand, right? I'm moving my hands, and that is my bad habit. In fact, it is not good. So I'm moving now because I'm teaching. But when I go for job interview or if I go for any formal interview, I don't move that much. I'm very much careful that look, I should not move my hands too much. Okay, but I'm teaching here. I'm very much informal now, so I'm moving my hands, but not good. You should not move your hands and arms too much. Now, this is the posture of your hands. From this picture, you can see that all these candidates, so how they put, you can clasp or you can just put, one hand on another, but it should be on the table. And I think if you see any news reading on television, you can see the news reader is putting her hands together on the table like this. If you see just today, after this session, you watch any television, Bangla Vision or Channel I or Indian Bangla, any channel, and just watch the news and see where and how they are handling their hands. You can see that definitely the news reader is clasping her hands and putting the hands on the table like this. So this is a standard posture for your hands. Remember this one. Now, this is another posture. Now, who is the candidate and who is the interviewer from this picture? Who can tell me? Who is the candidate and who is the interviewer?
Sir, Barack
Barack
Obama is
Obama
the
is
Candidate
candidate.
is Barack Obama.
Barack Obama is interviewer.
No,
candidate.
sir,
Candidate.
candidate.
Candidate. Barack Obama is candidate and the other one is the interviewer. You are absolutely correct. And look at Barack Obama's hands. Did you see? Although he is the president, at that time he was the president. So although he is the president of America, but he makes formal posture. Look at his
Yes,
hands,
sir.
clasped, and also he put his hands on the lap. And look at his head, also 10-degree tilted, 10 degree, 10 degrees tilted to the interviewer, the news interviewer. And also look at his legs. His legs are crossed. I'm coming to this point. Our next point is legs. So this is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, very, very important. When you go for any type of interview, formal or informal, job or marital, whatever interview, any kind of formal meeting, please, 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 3 times I request you, be formal. Make this posture, your clasp of your hands, your tilting of your head, and position of your legs. I'm coming to the position of your legs. So leg movement, a lot of leg movement is both distracting and indicates nervousness. Some people, move their legs, too much. So what do you do? Resting one leg or ankle on top of your other knee makes you look too casual and comes across as arrogant. So what is recommended? Recommended is here crossing them at the ankles or placing both feet flat on the floor. So you cross on ankle or place flat on your floor. So on your floor, make it flat or cross, but don't cross on your thigh. Cross it on your ankle. Okay, don't cross on your knee. Cross on your ankle. So cross your legs on your ankle, not on your knee. Okay, so that's this is another posture. So this posture is acceptable. Okay, so you cross, but since you are sitting and there is a table, so they don't see you, but this should be the standard posture for your legs. Okay, now eye contact. So eye contact is our next posture. If the interviewer is talking, you need to instigate direct eye contact and maintain it. So eye contact is very important. Usually we Asian people, like people from India, Bangladesh, China, we do not make that much eye contact with people when we talk. Particularly when we talk to seniors like uncles or parents or teachers, if we make eye contact, they get angry. They get angry means they say, hey, how come, you are talking to me, making eye contact with me? How come, you put your eyes on me? So it is not sometimes, acceptable socially, but in formal interviews in the Western world, this is just the opposite. In the Western world, if you don't make eye contact, you lose the job. You are gone. You are gone. Nobody will like you. People will think that you are not interested and you are ignoring the people if you don't make eye contact. So eye contact is number one important factor for any type of meeting people. And whether you are meeting your teacher or meeting your friend or family or employer or boss or supervisor, make eye contact. If you don't make eye contact, you are gone. It means you are ignoring the person. You are not interested. You are ignoring me. If you don't make eye contact, I'm talking to you. So I'm talking to you and you are looking at something else. Okay, you are not making eye contact. You are looking at your paper or document or your notebook. I'm talking to you. For example, teachers, when the teachers give lectures in classroom, and if you look at outside, or if you look at others, or if you look at your table or your notebook, teachers get angry. They say, hey, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? So you are not paying attention to me. So this is important. You have to pay attention to the people you are talking to. Okay, so eye contact is very, very important. And here, so now you tell me, who is the candidate and who is the interviewer?
Sir, the black t-shirt can person is interviewer,
And the
because the paper one is in on
in
his
her hand.
hand.
Yes. Okay, she is holding the paper, and she has a computer, right? She has a computer, and the other girl is the candidate, definitely, because the girl, look at her hands. So her hands are loosely clasped, and she has no paper, no folder, nothing, and she's sitting not in front of the computer, but the girl with the black shirt is sitting in front of a computer. So definitely she is the interviewer, and she's also holding a piece of paper. I hope she is holding a resume or something like that. So good guess, good guess. And look at the eye contact. Look at the eye contact. So you have to make eye contact like this. So in any job interview or in any type of formal interview, please make sure that you make eye contact. Now, voice. Your voice should not be monotonous. Your voice should be, so breathe and pause before answering a question. This is another point, another tip for you. When you answer your question, even I ask your name. So what's your name? I know your name, but if I ask you about your name, don't say, my name is Muhammad Imdadul Haq, for example, or my name is Nabila Hussain. I know your name is Nabila Hussain, and you know your name. So even if I ask your name, don't just answer abruptly. Breathe. And my suggestion is take 1 second. Take 1 second and take a breath and then answer. For every question, don't jump into the answer. Even if you know the answer, even answer is very simple. So even if you know the answer, don't jump into the answer. Take 1 second, take a deep breath, and then answer. So breathe and pause before answering a question. Okay. And you should interact with the interviewer as an equal, not as a subordinate. So you are not a subordinate, equal, make it equal. Okay. You are asking for a job, but you are not begging for a job. You have the qualification and you meet the requirements, so you need a job. But that does not mean you are here for a job interview and you are a subordinate or you are a beggar. You are not a beggar. You are not a subordinate. Even if you are an employee, but you are not a subordinate, you are not a beggar. So try to maintain equality. Okay. And smile and nod at appropriate times. So when the interviewer says something, and if you agree with him or her, nod. This is called nodding. It means you agree, okay? And don't overdo it. So not too much, no, not too much like this one. And avoid erupting into laughter. So don't laugh too much, but sometimes you have to laugh. If the interviewer says something, then you have to, you have to, and something funny. If the interviewer says something funny, and he or she makes fun of something, then he or she laughs. If she laughs, you have to also mirror. You have to mirror the interviewer. You have to laugh as well. So if I say something funny, then I laugh, and you have to join me. If you don't join me, that means you are not mirroring the interviewer. So mirror. So mirroring interviewer is another important factor. So if you don't know what to do, you just mirror. When I first came to Dhaka city, long, long, long time ago, this is my personal experience. So I was eating dinner, and we were eating fish, and then I had some bones, but it was a formal eating, formal dinner. So I was very edgy, nervous, what to do with bones. because back home, we used to eat, without any formal dining table, or without any formal people. And we used to throw the bones, and the cats or dogs used to, use the bones. So that's how we used to eat when we were in villages, in rural areas. There was no formal bone plate or formal, eating. So we used to eat, and we used to throw the bones, and the cats were waiting for that bones, and then they used to eat right away. Okay. But here in Dhaka city, when I first came here, I was a child, but I didn't know what to do with the bones. And then I was observing others, what they do. So I was intentionally taking time to eat, as if I was mixing my food with fish, and I was sorting out the bones from the fish. So I was taking time intentionally, but my intention was to observe others, what other people can do. And I saw they were eating, and they were putting the bones on a small plate. I said, oh my gosh, they're putting the bones on a plate. I did not know that that was a bone plate. So, so I said, oh my God, they're putting the bone on the plate. Usually we use the plate to eat food, to eat rice, and they were putting the bones on the plate. So I was very surprised. Oh my gosh, why they were doing that? Then I noticed that everyone was doing the same. So they are putting the bones on the same plate. And then I said, okay, so if you can do it, I can do it. So then I was also putting my bones on that plate. But later on, they asked me that, was I surprised? I said, yes, I was surprised. I did not know that. And why did you put the bones on that plate? They said, well, that's called bone plate. We don't, spread the bones around, unlike you do at rural areas. Here we collect the bones, we put it, and put it on a plate, and that's why we call it a bone plate. I said, now I understand. So that's called mirroring. So you mirror your seniors, mirror your teacher, mirror your parent, mirror others, mirror your supervisor, mirror your interviewer to learn better. Now, this is attire. Attire means formal dress. So, your dress code, on a formal, a day, or on a, like your graduation day, your convocation day, your job interview is also a formal day. So, your dress should be formal. And look at this. So they were reading a folder and holding the folder in their hand. And their dress code is like this. Let's take a break. Okay, 5 minutes break. We'll be back right after 5 minutes. Okay, this is preparation before interview, and now you can now mute your camera, mute your microphone. So now, what to do at the interview? So before you go for job interview, so you do this: greet the front desk receptionist. Greet the front desk receptionist. Why? Why do you have to greet the front desk receptionist? You introduce yourself, why you are here. You say, hi, my name is Golam. I'm here for a job interview. I have an appointment at 10:30. Oh, you have an appointment. What's your name? My name is Golam. Oh, your name is Golam. Okay, my name is Rubaira. I'm here for an interview at 10:30. Okay, have a seat. So introduce yourself and tell them why you are here, and greet. First of all, you greet. So if you greet, now here in Canada or USA, we say hi. So in Bangladesh, obviously you will not say hi, you will say salam. If you know that the receptionist is Hindu, say adab. If you are a Muslim and the receptionist is a Muslim, use our cultural greeting. So our cultural greeting is salam, as you greet me. Salam alaikum sir, salam alaikum ma'am. So yes, greet in a cultural way. So that is acceptable. Okay, here the culture is hi, hello. So here in Canada or North America, we say, hi, my name is Golam. I'm here for a job interview at 10:30. Have a seat. Okay, we take a seat. If you are in Bangladesh, don't say hi. Say, salam alaikum. My name is Rubaya. I'm here for a job interview at 10:30. Okay. The next is follow the front desk instruction. The front desk, is asking you to sit or to wait, or maybe she will take you to another room where other candidates are waiting. So you follow her. or follow him. Handshake with HR manager. Okay, it is not mandatory, not mandatory in Bangladesh. Here in Canada or America or in any foreign country, handshake is mandatory. Handshake is mandatory. You must shake hand with the interviewer or with the HR manager. Usually they will shake hand. I mean, they will extend hand, and you have to extend hand as well. This is Western culture. But if you are in Bangladesh, you don't have to shake hand. You don't have to. You don't have to. Okay. So you just say salam. That's enough. And they will not extend their hand to shake hands with you unless it's a foreign company. Greet the interviewer. Okay. When the interviewer comes to you, then you say greet, whatever way. So you have to greet and then sit only when you are asked. Okay. So don't sit abruptly as soon as the interviewer sits. When the interviewer will ask you to sit, only then you should sit. Otherwise, don't sit. Okay, don't sit unless you are asked to sit. And when you sit, you must say thank you. So don't just sit. So, for example, you are in Bhaiba board. Okay, for your exam, you are Rubaya, you are in Jagannath University. So master's final, you have to do Bhaiba exam. So when you go to the Bhaiba board, okay, you greet and then you go and then wait until the interviewers or the examiners ask you to sit. When they ask you to sit, then you sit and then you must say thank you. When they offer you any tea or coffee, politely you say no. Sometimes they will ask you, would you like a cup of tea or would you like a cup of coffee? Say, thank you so much. I'm okay. Thank you so much. I'm okay. My interview in England, PhD interview, I'm sharing my experience. So, the interviewer, the examiner from Liverpool University, like Robert Clive. Robert Clive was the first viceroy who came to India in 1947. Okay, and the people from Liverpool speak, their accent is very difficult. So my supervisor, not supervisor, my examiner, PhD examiner, was from Liverpool University. But I was so scared. But when I came to him, I mean to the examination room and Viva board, then he said, would you like a cup of tea? I said no, because I was so nervous. I was shaking like this. Then he said, I'd like to have a cup of tea. So what about you? I said, no, thank you. Then my supervisor says, hey, Golam drinks tea. He likes tea. So tea, no sugar, no milk. I know he likes tea. So then, well, why don't you have a cup of tea? I said, okay. So in foreign countries, there is no peon or no one to help you with tea or coffee. So he was making tea. So he turned the kettle on and then he put hot water in the cup and then, okay, I know how you like tea. So he put a tea bag in the cup and then he gave that tea cup to me. And then I said, thank you so much. And then I was holding tea, I was sipping, and then he was talking. And then I was talking. He was talking, I was talking. He was talking, I was talking. And then there were other teachers as well. 2 hours gone by, I did not notice that I was talking to them. After 2 hours, they all stood up and shook my hands and said, um, congratulations, Golam. We have decided that we will pass you. Now, from today, you are doctor. Oh my gosh. So I did not notice that 2 hours was gone, and we were talking about our research, about our topic. We did not notice. So that was another way. I'm sharing my experience with you so that you learn different situations and environments and what happens. Now, when you are asked a question, answer briefly. Don't, give a long answer. Answer briefly and clearly, and don't elaborate unnecessarily. Just to the point. Give to the point answer, but don't make it too short. Okay, make it. I mean, your answer should be moderate. It should not be too short. Should not be too elaborate. It should be moderate, satisfactory. You are satisfied with your answer and be focused, be normal and positive. Okay, give positive answer, and be normal. Don't be nervous. This is very important. Don't be nervous in the interview. Nothing. If you don't get it, so what? Nothing, will happen. So don't be nervous. This is very important. Talk to yourself before you go to interview. Don't say like that. Oh my gosh, if I don't do well, what will happen if I? Yeah, I don't like that teacher. That teacher is very grumpy, very ill-tempered. The teacher does not give good marks. Oh my gosh, if I don't good marks, I'll lose marks. Don't feel that way. Feel normal. So what? Don't care. But be confident. That is my suggestion for you. Be confident. Be normal. Be positive. Be self-confident that you can do it and you will do it. Okay. Now, these are the questions. Like I said in the beginning, that I'll give you a sample questionnaire from where you will get at least 70 to 80% questions. So these are the questions that are asked most in most of the interviews. These are the questions that are asked in most of the job interviews in foreign countries, particularly in Canada or USA. In Canada or USA, these are the questions that are asked um, in any formal job interview like this. Tell me about yourself. That is the beginning. They begin a interview with this question. Tell me about yourself. What do you know about this company? Why should we hire you? Okay, why do you want to work here? What are your goals? What are your weaknesses? Okay, why did you leave your past job? When were you most satisfied in your job? What can you do for us that others can't? Tell me some positive things your last supervisor said to you. What salary do you expect? And number 12, do you have any questions? These are 12 questions. If you are in Toronto or USA, if you go for any job interview, at least 8 questions, 7 to 8 questions you will get in your real job interview in Canada. I have selected these questions for our students. So those who go for job interview, they say, sir, exactly. Out of 12 questions, I got 7, I got 5, I've got 6 in a comment. I said, very, very good. So if you are in Canada or USA, if you go for any job interview, you will get at least 5 to 7 questions coming from this list. Okay. So let's get some sample answers. Let's see what would be your sample answer. Okay. For these questions. So number 1 question. Tell me about yourself. When you get this question or introduce yourself, sometimes they say, introduce yourself or tell me about yourself. So briefly explain your education, skill, and experience that fit the job you are looking for and what you are doing now. So you can say, oh, my name is Ruwaya. I studied in geography and environment at Jagannath University. After completion of my education, I worked in an NGO for a couple of years, and there I did this, and this, and right now, my contract is finished, and I'm looking for a job in this field. So briefly, you say your education, your skill, and experience. 3 things. You see, briefly explain your education, briefly explain your education, your skill, and experience, and what you are doing now. Okay. So I said like this. So this is what you will do. Second question. What do you know about our company? Very relevant question. If you go to BRAC, for example, for any job, you must know who owns BRAC, who founded BRAC. Okay, question. Okay, fine. What is your question?
Sir, in the first question, uh, it was introduced about yourself. But when I say about my education background, when I say about my skills, sometimes the interviewer ask me mention something what is not in your CV. Generally, education and skill are mentioning in our CVs. So what will the answer when the interviewer ask me mention which is not in the CV?
So it should, like I said, you should, write something in your CV. So last week we talked about your resume. So your resume has three aspects: your education, skill, and experience. So you must mention it in your resume. So you should say, if you did not mention anything, actually, I can give you one practical example. Bell is a telecommunication company in Canada, Bell, 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 very big company. One candidate went for job interview for the Bell. Now he worked as a childcare worker. This is a real example, real practical example, not any sample example. This is a real example. So he worked. It's actually she worked as a childcare worker in a school. And now she did not mention this in the resume. Now, when she went for the job interview, she was asked this question, the first question: tell me about yourself. She said everything. And in addition to that, she also said that I was a childcare worker in a school. Then the interviewer said, but you did not mention it in your resume. Then she said, oh, actually, I thought that, I didn't have to, the job is not relevant to this one. So actually, that skill is not relevant to this job. So I did not mention it. Then the interviewer said, oh, you are hiding then. So, you hid something from your resume. You should not have hidden anything. So this, she said, I'm sorry. The interviewer said, well, then in that case, I don't need to waste your time. So I'll call you. So then, she was sent back home, and she blew it. She didn't get the job. And she said that she made a mistake by saying what she did, but she did not mention in the resume. So don't say anything that you did not mention in your resume. That is my advice for you. Fine. Okay. Don't say
Okay, thank you.
anything that you did not mention. You should mention. If you say something new here, then they will question you. They may think that you are hiding something. That is not good. Okay, so next question: what do you know? And that is a real situation. I'm giving you practical example, not any imaginary example. This example is practical, real. Okay. What do you know about our company? Like I said, you have to say, sometimes see like this: oh, this company is doing very good. Your pay is good with incentives and benefits. The customer service is excellent. Last year you had enough profit. So this is just beating the drum of the company. If you beat the drum of the company owner or CEO or HR manager will be happy with you. They think that, well, you are good with positive attitude. Although the company is not doing good, although just for the sake of argument, but you have to beat the drum of the company. You have to beat the drum of the company. You say, oh, the company is doing very good. I love this company. I'd be very happy if I can get a position to work with you. So like this, you have to beat the drum. Number three, third question: why should we hire you? That's a big question. Why should we hire you? This is not what you expected. Why should we hire you? So you have to say, here you have to just summarize your experiences. It is already mentioned in your resume. So you summarize your resume like this, or your experience. Well, I have had over 5 years of experience working in the multinational companies, and with my proven record of satisfaction of customer service, I could make a big difference in your company. I'm confident I would be a great addition to your team. So here you say that, well, you have 5 years of experience or 2 years of experience or even 1 year of experience, and then you can make a big difference, because you can use that experience and your skill, and your education is in this field. You have practical experience, and your customers are satisfied. Customers means clients. Your clients are satisfied with you, with your service, and your past job. Why I'm coming to that point? Why you need this job? So you have to say like this, that your customer service is good, and this is an administrative assistant position. So you will say that, well, I have a proven record of satisfaction, proven record of satisfaction, with my customer. So that means I can deal well with my clients. Number 4, why do you want to work here? That is another question they will ask you. Of course, they will ask you, if you are so good, if you have qualification, if you have a skill, then why do you want to work here? What happened to your last job? You are looking for a job. It means either you don't, it is clear that you don't have a job, or maybe you have a job, but you want to change your job. You want to switch your job. So there might be 2 reasons why you need a job. Either you are unemployed, you have no job, or you already have a job, but you want to switch from one job to another job. So the question is very much relevant, and 90% interviews, ask these questions. 90% interviews ask these questions. That means, if you go to 10 interviews, at least in 9 interviews, they will ask you, or you will be asked this question: why do you want to work here? Or why do you want this job? So your answer is this. The interviewer boils down your intention and intelligence. So it is not just a simple question. So your sample answer would be like this. The sample answer should be like this. Well, this job is a good fit for what I have been interested in throughout my career. So this is what you have been looking for. You say, well, this is the job that I have been looking for my entire life, throughout my entire career. This is the perfect one. You say this. Then you say, I understand that this company, this is a company that is on the way up. That means this company is making good progress. This company is doing very good. So you want a job in this company. They will be happy. If you tell them that this company is doing very well and you want to join this company, they will be happy. Next point you can also mention, your website says the launch of several new products is imminent. That means you are launching new products, which means the company is doing very well. So I love it. Last point you can mention, I want to be a part of this business as it grows. So you say that this company is growing and you want to be a part of this company. You want to be a part of this development. They will also like it. That, well, you like development, you like the benefit of this company, and you are dedicated because you want to work. So they love these answers. So these are your sample answers. Okay. Why do you want to work here? If you are asked this question, these 4 points are your sample answers. You can give these answers and they will be happy. Number 5, what are your goals? Remember, what are your goals here? Talk about your short-term and intermediate goals rather than long-term goal. So don't say your long-term goal. So you will say, this is your sample answer. This is, anybody can read. Can anyone read this sample answer? Anyone, please. Anyone?
Yes, sir. I want.
Sir,
Go ahead, Rahan.
Hello.
Go ahead, Rahan. Rahan, go ahead. Read.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. My my immediate goal is to get a job in a growth-oriented company. My long-term goal will depend on where the company goes. I want to grow with more responsibilities with the growth of this company.
Look, very good. Thank you. This answer I have selected very, very carefully, because this is the question that is 100% asked in any job interview. In any job interview, this is the question that is 100% asked. So I have selected this answer very, very carefully. You will say, my immediate goal is to get a job in a growth-oriented company. My long-term goal will depend on where the company goes. You did not say your long-term goal. If you say, after 5 years, I'll go abroad to look for a job in a multinational company. If you say that my long-term goal is to go to a big company for a higher salary, you are gone. They will not hire you. They think, oh, okay, if you go there, then it's okay. You don't need to work here. You have to tell your weaknesses, but at the same time, it should not cost your job. So this is my tricky answer. This tricky answer is very smart answer. I am saying this. I'm very shy and nervous to express myself. And I am always working on it. But that does not hinder my work. In fact, I have proved my worth before as a serious employee in my past job. So what my weakness is? My weakness is that I am very shy and I am very nervous. But that does not, I'm working on it. That means I'm trying to get over my nervousness. I'm trying to get over my shyness, and it does not hinder my work. That means it will not, make any obstruction to my employment or to my work. But I'm saying that this is my weakness. So you have to say your weakness, but at the same time that weakness should not be any obstacle to the job. That's what your answer should be. Number 7 question. Number 7 is, why did you leave your job? Of course, if you did not leave your job, why are you here? So your answer should be like this. If you are unemployed, state your reason for leaving the job. You say, well, recession or COVID-19 or shutdown or end of contract or shortage of work. So remember, never say you did not like the boss or co-worker. Don't say that. Never say you quit the job. If you say you quit your job, then they will think that, well, you may quit this job too. And it is expensive, it is waste of time, waste of money to hire a new employee. So they don't like it. So don't say that, well, my job was very stingy. My boss was very stingy. My boss was very ill-tempered. It was very hard for me to work with him. Don't say that. Don't say that, the environment was not good. I was not feeling happy with my coworkers. Don't say that. What you should say is this. Well, due to COVID-19, a lot of people have lost their jobs and the company was not doing well, or there is a shortage of work, or there is a shutdown, company shutdown, or due to economic recession, they have cut back the employees. So we had to go. So this is, you have to say something where you are not responsible for losing the job. The company or economy is responsible for losing the job. Okay. Or you can say, if you are employed, if you are already in a job, but then why did you can say this one, like this job, facility, growth, or possibility, reward, benefits. So you can say that, well, I want this job because, this job has more benefit, more, reward or benefit, or so I want this job. But basically, I presume that when you are for any job interview, you don't have any job with you. So you will be unemployed. So if that is the case, focus on economy, focus on recession, focus on COVID-19 shutdown or shortage of work or end of contract. Don't talk about any harassment or salary or your weakness. Number 8, When were you most satisfied in your job? Here, this is my sample answer. You can say this. Well, I was very satisfied in my last job when I could efficiently handle the customer complaints. I was happy when they were happy. So whatever job we do, we are actually dealing with clients. Clients means people. So you have to say that we are happy when the clients are happy. I was happy when the clients were happy, when the customers were happy. So dealing with customers means dealing with clients is very important. So you say, well, I was happy. So I was satisfied or very satisfied in my last job when I could efficiently handle the customer complaints. I was happy when they were happy. So you say like this. And this is a very good answer, sample answer. Number 9, what can it do for us that others can't? So here, this is my sample answer. You can say, well, with my strong technical skills and the ability to handle clients, I can build a strong, sustainable partnership needed most in the present world of competition. So here you are focusing, here you have to beat your own drum. You can say it's like your exam report. So your exam or report card, sometimes your teachers say, well done, excellent. So you say, my supervisor used to say, well done, keep it up, good job, like this. So my supervisor was very happy with my performance. You say like this. But sometimes you get this question, not always. Those questions were very common. Now, what salary do you expect? Okay, let me ask you this question. So what would you say if you are asked this question? What salary do you expect? What would be your answer? That's right. Exactly, that is the answer. What salary do you expect? You see, I would like to follow the company policy. That is my simple answer. You said this. Wow, that's great.
Because
Sir,
if I
she's
say
from the
something
business
that
background. She knows everything like this.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Oh, you
yeah,
have business background. This is why you know. Okay. Yes,
yeah.
that's the best answer. Wonderful. So you will say, I would like to follow the company policy. Okay. Or I'd like to leave it with you to determine. I don't think there will be any problem with this. You can say this. So I leave it with you, sir. If you say, what salary do you expect? You say, sir, I'd like to leave it with you, sir. And I don't think that that would be any problem. Or you can say, sir, I would like to follow the company policy. Any question, what would you say?
sir, if I am asked, then I will say, um, I will want to know about my future challenges that I can face in my first phase of in the company.
What is your name? I don't see your name. I just see
Sir,
your picture.
I am Hajira Akhtar from
Okay,
Jahannagar
University.
University,
Which department?
Management Studies Department.
Management Studies Department. You know management. You are very smart. You are very, very smart.
Sir,
So
we want some more session with you. Please, sir.
that is good. It's a very good answer. You see, you said okay. Others, can anyone else tell me anything about it? Do you have any question? If as an interviewer, I ask you this question, you are candidates. Just assume that you are candidates.
Someone, Mahamuda Haq Mitu, she wants to ask question like this. When will the result of interview come out? Okay. Okay. So,
But
yeah,
what would be your answer?
No. Do you have any questions? If the interviewer asks this question, maybe he or she, or maybe she want to ask, when will the result of interview come out?
Okay. Okay. If you ask this question, when can I get the result? Right? This is your answer, or this is your question. When can I get the answer? When can I get the result? Or when shall I be able to know the result of this interview? Or did I get the job? Or when do you want to tell me whether I got the job or not? Or when can I join the job if I get it, when the job will start, or when how much the salary will be, or when would you like to tell me the result of this interview. So this kind of question you want to ask. If
Sir, one more thing we can say. This is, I can say, what can be the next phase of this selection. মানে
yes,
সিলেকশনের পরবর্তী ফেজটা কি হতে
কি হতে
পারে?
পারে, right? Yes. What would be the
Can
next
you
step
say
after
this?
this, or is there any other step after this interview? Okay, for this recruitment or for this employment, is there any other step after this one? That is a very good answer. That is a very good question. Remember, giving a wrong answer, giving a wrong answer will kill all the impression you have made so far. The impression that you have made so far, if you give a wrong question here, because asking a question is part of the interview. Asking a question is part of the interview. So when the interviewer is asking you to ask him a question, remember, if you give a wrong answer, it will kill all the impression you have made so far. So you have to give a proper right answer or question. So Hazara has said a very good question. Yes, what would be the next step after this interview? A sample good question, you can say, how often would you evaluate staff performance? Hazara, for you, so you can ask this question: how often would you evaluate staff performance? Or would there be any trouble involved in this job? Or where would you like to be in the next 5 years? What characteristics would you value for an ideal employee? What characteristics? Work ethics, dedication, customer service. What characteristics would you value for an ideal employee? Or how would you see me fitting into this company? You can ask this question. What is the company's management style? Ask this question. What is the company's management style? Who does this position report to? It means, who should I report to? Manager, HR, CEO, whom? If I'm offered the position, can I meet him or her? How many people work in this office or department? You can ask this question. What does your company do? Don't ask this question. Never ask these questions in the job interview. You are gone. So these are wrong questions. What does your company do? What benefits do you offer? Can I leave at 3 o'clock on Fridays? Do you have any drug test policy? Do employees get a discount on products? This is a very good question. If you work for a company that produces garments or products like Square or Beximco, so they have some products. If you ask this question, do employees get a discount, like 10% discount or 20% discount on their products, because you are an employee for that company? So if you ask this question, some people do ask. If you ask this company this question, you are gone. So don't expect this. Do you check reference or police clearance? You can ask this question. Do you check references? Police clearance. If you do any government job, of course, there is police clearance, police verification. But for Bangladesh, we don't ask this question. Here, we don't ask this question, but it is the requirement. But don't say, do you have police clearance? Never ask this question. Okay. How long do you get for lunch? Means 30 minutes or half an hour, 1 hour. Why should I take this job? Of course, we should not ask this question. How did I do? Sometimes we ask this question. How did I do? Did I get the job? Don't ask this question. Can I change my schedule if I get the job? Did I get the job? Don't ask this question. These are all wrong questions. So never ask these questions in any job interview. At the end of the job interview, thank the interviewer, shake hands if possible, leave the room politely, okay, closing the door gently, say bye to the receptionist, okay. The receptionist is part of the job interview. Remember, your interview begins from the receptionist, the front desk, because after the interview, the interviewer comes to the front desk and asks the receptionist, how do you find that candidate? So they ask the receptionist this question. So your receptionist is part of the interview, okay. So shake at the end of the interview, shake hands, and the hands should be handshake. If you are in Bangladesh, you don't have to. I'm talking about people who are in North America or in Western culture. In Western culture, even in China, General is there. He also shakes hands. So in Western culture, shaking hand is compulsory. Okay, after the before the job interview, after the job interview, male female doesn't matter. So you have to shake hands, and then shaking hand is also very important. You cannot have limb means you have to shake hands firmly. Thank you so much. I love it. Thank you so much for your time, like that. You have to shake hands firmly. If you shake hands like this, just like this, okay, thank you so much for your time, it means you are not interested. So here in the Western culture, shaking hands means you have to shake hands firmly. Okay. But in Bangladesh, you don't have to. Like I said, in Bangladesh, you don't have to shake hands with your interviewer or with your boss or with your teacher. You don't have to, because our culture does not permit it. In our culture, it is not permissible that you have to shake hands with your teacher, you have to shake hands with interviewer or with your boss or supervisor. You don't have to. I'm talking about Western culture. So, um, okay, common mistake. These are common mistakes for job interview. Don't be late, and don't have limp handshake, not making eye contact, talking in cliche. Cliche means, how do we, cliche means like said, okay, oh, it's raining cats and dogs. It's like a cliche. Or love at first sight. This is called cliche. Don't talk like that in the job interview. And not talking the right question, not asking the right question, playing with your phone. Don't play with your phone in job interview. If you have any phone call, don't receive it. When you are in a job interview, if you get any phone call, don't receive it, okay? And don't lie, okay? Checking time, sometimes, we can check time in the job interview, okay, taking time. No, forget about your time. After the interview, send a thank you letter by mail or email or phone or telephone or fax to the company. Thank you so much for your time and energy for interviewing me, like that one. Then wait for a few days, then follow up about the results. Follow up again after 1 week or after 2 weeks, follow up. Okay, but first, after the interview, as soon as you go home, then send a formal letter. Send a formal letter or text about the time they gave for you. Okay, so this is very, very important. Send it. A lot of people don't. They forget to do anything. They just wait and they don't hear. No, you know the company. You went there for a job interview. After you come back, you just send them a formal thank you letter by mail or email. Now, any question for you? Now it's open for you.
Sir, I have one question. Like, if your supervisor, like during scholarship application, maybe your professor or someone sent an email, like this is the email interview. So how about the answer if anyone or the company or the scholarship committee send you an email and you have to answer the email? So what would be the answer and what would be the possibilities?
The email is like a formal letter. So you have to treat the email as a formal letter or a formal invitation. So you have to properly write the name of the interviewer or the name of the supervisor or the name of the person, and then address and email formally as we write, the heading of a letter. So you have to write the heading. So you write their name and then use formal greeting like dear Dr. Golam, dear Dr. Chen, okay, or dear Mr. Chen. You have to use formal and then formal greeting. And then at the end, you write your full name with your student ID or with your address, telephone number, full address. and then it has to end with greetings thank you so much. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Okay, about it, like this. So you have to end with formal greeting, like yours sincerely or sincerely yours, and also hope. Like just before that line, you have to add this line. Um, I am looking forward to hearing from you. This line you must add. So it means the candidate is waiting for his answer. So they will give a response. They'll give an answer to this one. But what I'm saying is you have to make a formal letter as if you are writing a formal forwarding letter. So email should be treated as a formal way of communication. And the possibility is there. The possibility is there. Good possibility. Any question? বাংলায় প্রশ্ন করতে পারো, যদি বাংলায় করতে চাও বাংলা প্রশ্ন করতে পারো, অসুবিধা নেই।
স্যার আমি তাহলে ওদেরকে, ওরা ছোট তো, ওরা মনে হয় অতটা বুঝে না, আমি একটু বাংলায় বলি ওদের। আমি কেন বললাম এটা আমি জানি, আমাকে হচ্ছে যখন আমি স্কলারশিপের জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করছি বিভিন্ন জায়গায় এটা করে, বা আমার সামনে অনেকে করে, যেহেতু স্যার আপনি জানেন না আমি এজেন্ট হিসেবে কাজ করি অনেকের সাথে। তো এই ক্ষেত্রে হয় কি, অনেক সময় স্কলারশিপ কমিটি তারা একটা ইমেল দেয়, কিছু কোশ্চেন দেয়, ওই যেমন আপনি বললেন যে জবের জন্য কিরকম ফিট, ওরকম বলে তোমাকে যে স্কলারশিপটা আমরা দিই, এই যে তুমি ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ডে অ্যাপ্লাই করছো বা তোমার এই সুপারভাইজারটাকে তুমি চয়েস করছো, এই ফিল্ডে রিসার্চ করতে চাও, তুমি কিভাবে ফিট স্কলারশিপের জন্য, বা তোমাকে দিলে তুমি কি করবা, এরকম অনেক কোশ্চেন করে। তুমি ডিগ্রি নিলা, ডিগ্রি নেওয়ার পর তোমাকে সরকার তোমাকে টাকা দিল, স্কলারশিপ দিল, বাট পরবর্তী তুমি দেশের জন্য বা পৃথিবীর জন্য তুমি কি করবা, তোমার কন্ট্রিবিউশনটা কি থাকবে, অনেক কোশ্চেন করে এই রিলেটেড। তখন উত্তর হচ্ছে সেম, ওই যে স্যার যেমন বললেন, প্রতিটা প্রশ্ন সুন্দর করে বুঝে গুগলে গেলাম, কপি পেস্ট করলাম, নট লাইক দ্যাট। হ্যাঁ, গুগলে যাব, আমরা আইডিয়া নিতে পারি, যারা জানে বুঝে, ওই যে স্যার যেটা বলছে, হোয়াট মেক্স ইউ ইউনিক, নিজেকে ফুটায় তুলতে হবে। যেমন স্যার বললেন যে রিলিভেন্ট করতে হবে, সবসময় আমার নয় যে স্যার রিজুমি এবং সিভির মধ্যে পার্থক্য দেখা দিছে, সব লিখে দিলাম বা 14 সব, নট লাইক দ্যাট। এখন যে স্কলারশিপের জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করছি বা যে ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ডের জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করছি, ওই ডিগ্রি রিলেটেড কি কি আমি করতে পারবো, বা কি কি পড়বো, কি কি আমার কাজে লাগবে, বা আমার সুপারভাইজারের সাথে কিভাবে আমার রিলেশনটা তৈরি হবে, আমি কোন রিসার্চ করতে চাই, আমার সুপারভাইজার কি রিসার্চ করতে চাই, এই জন্য তার প্রোফাইল ঘাটা, গুগলে রিসার্চ করা, ওই ইউনিভার্সিটি কি তাদের পলিসি কি কি আছে, বা স্কলারশিপ কাদেরকে দেয়, কি কারণে দেয়, এই ইত্যাদি ইত্যাদি সব বিষয়গুলো দিতে অ্যাপ্লাই করতে হবে।
আমি একটা প্র্যাকটিক্যাল एग्जांपल দেই, তাহলে আমাদের স্টুডেন্টদের সুবিধা হবে। ধরো আমি এনভায়রনমেন্টাল এথিক্স এর উপরে আমি পিএইচডি করব, আমি অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করছি। এখন সুপারভাইজার বা প্রফেসর বা অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেটিভ অর্গানাইজেশন অর অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেটিভ অফিস আমাকে বলছে যে what would you like to do, what is your future goal with your education, or why would I give you this scholarship to do this research on environmental ethics. So এখানে আমি প্রথমে জার্নালের কথাকে আমি সামারাইজ করে খুব সংক্ষেপে 1-2 লাইনে বলে দিচ্ছি। উত্তরটা হবে এরকম, তুমি বলবা যে কি কাজটা হয়েছে আর কি কাজটা তুমি করবা নতুন, যেটা এখনো হয়নি। এইটা বললেই তুমি ফিট, জাস্ট 2 লাইনে। আমি করেছি কি যেটা আমি বলেছি যে environmental ethics is one of the newest topics or issues nowadays in the current century, particularly in the difficult times of pandemic. Now the environment is polluted, but these are the things that have been done so far, but still there is a scope for doing further research or development on this project or on this topic. This is what has not been done. My target is to address this issue so that our country, our students, and particularly myself, all will be benefited out of this research. সেটা বলবা। আর কি জিনিস নতুন আছে, কি করতে মানে দেখা যাচ্ছ, কি বের করেছো, ফাইন্ডিংটা কি, ওই ফাইন্ডিংটা বলবা, যে ফাইন্ডিংটা আগে কেউ বের করে নাই। তাহলে তোমার পাবলিকেশনটা হবে একটা ইউনিক পাবলিকেশন। রিমেম্বার, তুমি কখনোই যেটা অলরেডি হয়েছে তুমি যদি সেটাই বলো, তাহলে তো তোমাকে কেন নিবে, তোমাকে কেন দিবে, তাই না? ঠিক এমনিভাবে জবের ক্ষেত্রে যখন তোমাকে প্রশ্ন করতে হয় যে হোয়াট ক্যান ইউ ডু ফর আস দ্যাট আদার্স ক্যান্ট, সো ইউ হ্যাভ টু সে সামথিং নিউ দ্যাট আদার্স ক্যানট। সো এইটাই হচ্ছে তোমার ইউনিকনেস, তোমার মানে মানে স্বাতন্ত্রতা। আর গুগল থেকে সাহায্য অবশ্যই নিবা, কিন্তু একটা কথা মনে রেখে দিও, গুগল থেকে কখনোই কপি পেস্ট করবে না। যদি 2-1 লাইন শব্দ নিতে পারবা, কিন্তু কখনো হুবহু কোনো লাইন নিও না। মানে রিসার্চ প্রপোজাল তৈরি করার ক্ষেত্রে কোনো লাইন হুবহু নিবা না, কারণ আজকাল এগুলো বহু রকমের আমাদের কাছে, কিন্তু আমি অ্যাজ এ টিচার আমার কাছে কিন্তু অনেক রকমের মেকানিজম আছে, অনেক রকমের টুলস আছে যেটা দিয়ে আমি ঠাস করে বের করতে পারি।
হ্যাঁ, প্লাজারিজম সেকার দিয়ে বের করা যাবে ইনস্ট্যান্ট।
বের করতে পারি, এবং সেটা কিন্তু আমি হ্যাপি না যদি বের হয়। তো এটা
স্যার আরেকটা জিনিস আপনি যদি অনুমতি দেন অ্যাড করি ওদের জানার জন্য। আরেকটা বিষয় হচ্ছে যেটা আমার প্র্যাকটিক্যাল এক্সাম্পল থেকে বলি, যেহেতু আমি এজেন্ট হিসেবে কাজ করছিলাম, এটা কখনো করবে না। স্যার যেমন বললো ইন্টারভিউতে যেমন লেট করা যায় না, সেম ওয়ে অনলাইনে ইমেল পাঠায় প্রফেসর, উত্তর দিতে হবে টাইমলি, ওয়ান থিং। দ্বিতীয় কথা হচ্ছে ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে তাকে বলছে যে উইচ্যাটে, আপনি তো জানেন একটা চায়নার এক্সাম্পল দিই, আমি যদি অন্যান্য দেশেও গেছি, তারা উইচ্যাটে বা স্কাইপিতে ইন্টারভিউ নিতে যাচ্ছে, সবই ঠিক আছে, আপনার ডকুমেন্ট সবই দেখলো। বাংলাদেশের স্টুডেন্ট করে কি সিরিয়াস না, ওই যে আমাদের অভ্যাস আছে 10টা বলে 10:30টায় আমরা আসবো, এই যে প্রবণতা কাজ করে, 9টার দিক ইন্টারভিউ, 9টার দিক নাই, এইদিকে আমাদের আমি যদি এজেন্ট। স্যারের কথা কি শোনা যাচ্ছে? হ্যালো,
রিসার্চ প্রপোজাল খুঁজবে না, হায়ার এডুকেশন চেষ্টা করবে, যারা চাকরি খুঁজবে তাদের জন্য আমার এইটাই অনুরোধ থাকবে, রিমেম্বার, মনে রেখে দিবা যে লুকিং ফর এ জব ইজ ইটসেলফ এ জব। ওকে, এটা একটা ফুল টাইম জব। লুকিং ফর এ জব ইজ ইটসেলফ এ জব। তোমার জব হচ্ছে জব খোঁজা, সুতরাং এটা একটা জব, জব খোঁজা, জব খোঁজাটাই হচ্ছে একটা জব। সুতরাং এর জন্য তোমাকে ফুল টাইম এফর্ট দিতে হবে। তুমি জব করলে যেরকম 9টা থেকে 5টা পর্যন্ত জব করো, তুমি যখন জব খুঁজবা তখন 9টা থেকে 5টা পর্যন্ত জব খুঁজবা, অর্থাৎ ইন্টারনেটে হোক, রিসার্চ করে হোক, বা সিভি নিয়ে কোম্পানি টু কোম্পানি হোক, তোমাকে মনে রাখতে হবে যে আই এম ইন এ জব। And what is your job? To look for a job. So to look for a job is itself a job. As you do a job full time from 9 to 5, when you are looking for a job, you have to give, the effort like a full time job. So এটা মনে অনেকেই ওই 5 মিনিটের জন্য জব খুঁজে তারপরে বসে থাকলাম, আমি বেকার, পাতে গিয়ে শুয়ে থাকলাম, আমি বেকার। No, that is not the solution to this problem. You have to be a full time, job seeker. As you do a job, from 9 to 5. So when you are looking for a job, you have to give full 100% effort like a full-time employee. Any other question? Dr. Jamani is here. Do you have any question for us? How was the session? Or you want to add something to us? You have to unmute. You have to unmute the mic. Rubaya, wonderful session. Thank you.
So I have nothing to say. Actually, I am very pleased to have Dr. Golam with myself in my college. That he is such a wonderful person and then so knowledgeable. I am very pleased to having with him to work. And then when I saw yesterday that he is making a like or program like this, I was so much interested, and then I sent him that you can add me. Then he add me, so I am very pleased. And then you are lucky to have him with all this conversation. He is so much knowledgeable and so much impressive. And then all the time, all my students in the MOA program, I teach the medical office assistant program and health unit coordinator program. My student also very eager to meet him, and we always have fun. We used to see movie and then some program with this, all this kind of program.
We teach together in our college. That's very, very good. And thank you so much. It is also my pleasure to have you with us and with all these students. These students are very enthusiastic and very pleasant and very interactive and dedicated. They have commitment. I'm very pleased with all of you. Really, I mean it, because this is Bangladesh. Usually, our students, we blame them. We say that our students are lazy, they are not serious. Who says this? Our students are, like, look, time is very important. Time is running out. So every moment, every second, we have to be serious. We have to do something. Okay. And then we have to prepare ourselves. Penny and penny, I always say this: penny and penny make many. Penny and penny make many. 1 penny, 2 penny, and then it makes $1. Like this, today you learn something, tomorrow you learn something else, And then, day by day, I taught at Jahangir University, I taught at Brak University, I taught at East West University, Eastern University, Otis Dipankar University, Newcastle University, and then I taught in Malaysia. One of you wanted to know who I am. So I've been teaching and doing research over 31 years. Of this 31 years, half of it I spent in Asia, get some funding. Today, you have learned a lot, and also Jaral is helping you out. So he's giving you the tips, how to apply for research funding, how to apply for higher educational admission. And I have also given you the tips. So now you are totally different. You have the edge over others. You have the edge over others means you have the advantage over other students. Those who are studying but did not attend this session. Now, look at them and look at yourself. You are totally different. You know a lot of things. Now, if you talk to other people, your behavior, your manner, your way of speaking will be different from theirs. Definitely, I believe that your manner will be different. Should have these differences. You should have these differences. That all, I know. I am a student of Dr. Golam. I know this thing. I know how to talk. I know how to impress people. You have to make some impression on others. The first sight, we say first love at first sight. Do you know what I mean? We mean that you have to make first impression. The first day you meet people never forget that impression. The first day you meet your superior, the first day you meet your employer, the first day you meet your interviewer, the first day you meet your teachers, that impression they have, they never ever forget. So it's very, very important, very, very important. Thank you so much, Mahmuda Haq, Mitu. Mitu, where are you from? Where are you studying now? Mitu.
Sir, I'm from University of Boris.
Right, like this. Any question? Any other question? If you don't have any other question, then we can wrap up. And I would like to say thank you to all of you. And congratulations on being with us, on being a part of our team. It's a teamwork. And I'm really, really happy with your performances. Really, really happy. I'll not charge anything. Okay. I want to help my people. I want to help my students. I want to help my people of my home country, of my own country. Okay. I'm a foreigner in this country. I'm a Canadian citizen. I have a Canadian passport. But mentally, physically, socially, I belong to Bangladesh. Okay. My home country, to my home country. That's what I want to do. So don't give any money to any agency or agent for admission or employment. No. You ask me, I'll give you suggestions or advice, whatever way. Jaral can answer you.
জি স্যার, অনুমতি দিলে আমি একটা কথা বলি ওদের কাছে, মানে এটা আমার বলার দরকার, হয়তো ওরা জানে না। তো তোমরা যারা জানো না, আমি কিন্তু মানে পারিবারিক ভাবে অনেক গরিব পরিবারের একটা সন্তান। স্যার কিন্তু কোচিং করার জন্য আইএলস এর টাকা দিচ্ছে, টোটালি আমার কোচিং করা প্লাস হচ্ছে আইএলস এর অ্যাডমিশন দেওয়া। ওই যে স্যার একটা কথা বললাম, 10 নম্বর পয়েন্ট মনে একটা ছিল যে পজিটিভ হও, নর্মাল হও। এই কথাটা কখন বলছিল স্যার? আমি যখন স্পিকিং দিতে যাব তার আগে স্যারকে একটু মেসেজ করলাম, স্যার আমার স্পিকিং টেস্ট, আমি যাবো, আমি তো নার্ভাস ফিল করতেছি, কি করা যায়? স্যার কিন্তু সেম মেসেজটা আমাকে পাঠাইছিল আমার মনে পড়ে 2017 সালে, যে নর্মাল হও, আস্তে আস্তে বললো, সুন্দর হও। তো আমি যে এই পর্যন্ত আসছি, মানে স্যার যে বললো যে একটা স্টুডেন্ট যদি হেল্প করতে পারে, এটা আমার প্লেজার। তো স্যার যদি ওই সময় হেল্প না করতো, কোচিং এর টাকা না দিত, আইএলস পরীক্ষা দেওয়া হয়তো না, বাইরে অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারতাম না। তো এই বিষয়গুলো, এটা আমি মানে কি না বললে, আমি অনেক সময় লেখি, হয়তো তোমরা জানো না, এটা আমার অকৃতজ্ঞ হয়ে যায়। আজকে যেহেতু শেষ সেশন, আমি সবাইকে জানিয়ে দিলাম। আর স্যার যদি অনুমতি দেন তাহলে আমি আজকের এই প্রোগ্রামটা শেষ করি।
অনেক সুন্দর হয়েছে, অনেক কথা বলেছে, অনেক ধন্যবাদ। তুমি যোগ্য ছিলে এবং আল্লাহ চেয়েছিল, সেই জন্য তোমার সাথে আমার কানেকশনটা হয়েছিল, যোগাযোগ হয়েছিল, এবং আমি যতটুকু করতে পারছি। কিন্তু তোমার মধ্যে একটা কথা মনে রেখে দিও, যে পাখি ততটাই মানে উঠতে পারে, আকাশ তাকে যতটুকু ডাকে। আকাশ যদি না ডাকতো, পাখি কিন্তু অত দূরে উঠতে পারতো না। তো আমি হেল্প করতে চেয়েছি, কিন্তু যদি মানে তোমার মধ্যে সেই রিসেপটিভিটি যদি না থাকতো, তুমি কিন্তু ধরতে পারতে না। আজকে শুরুতে 39 জন শুরু করেছিল, কিন্তু এখন 24 জনে আসছে। তাহলে বুঝতে হবে যে যদি রিসেপটিভিটি না থাকে, তাহলে কিন্তু সে গ্রহণ করতে পারে না। তো আমরা দিতে চাই, কিন্তু নেওয়ার জন্য তো মানে তৈরিতে থাকতে হয়। যদি নেওয়ার মানসিকতাটা বা প্রস্তুতিটা না থাকে তাহলে তো নিতে পারে না, তো সবাই তো নিতে পারে না। তো এই জন্যই এই উদাহরণটা দিলাম যে আকাশ যদি না ডাকতো, আকাশ সবাইকে ডাকে কিন্তু সব পাখি কি মানে উঁচুতে উঠতে পারে? সবাই উঁচুতে উঠতে পারে না। আবার যারা উঠতে পারে ততদূর তারা উঠতে পারতো না। যে পাখি অতটা উঁচুতে ওঠে সে ততটা উঁচুতে উঠতে পারতো না যদি আকাশ না ডাকতো। এটাই, এই কথা বলেই শেষ করি। আবার হয়তো আবার কোনো এক সময় তোমাদের সাথে দেখা হবে। ডক্টর জামান, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। অ্যান্ড জালাল, অনেক ধন্যবাদ, তুমি প্রোগ্রামগুলো আয়োজন করেছো। তুমি এখন র্যাপ আপ করতে পারো।
স্যার ধন্যবাদ স্যার। শামসুজ্জামান স্যার আপনার মানে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ আসছেন, আর আমি আপনার সাথে শীঘ্রই যোগাযোগ করবো ইনশাআল্লাহ। দেখি আমরা যারা লাইফ সায়েন্সে আসে বিশেষ করে মেডিকেল রিলেটেড, তো আপনার সাথে একটা সেশন করতে পারি কিনা ইনশাআল্লাহ। আমি ওই যে স্যার যেমন বললেন রিসার্চ সোসাইটি একটা প্ল্যাটফর্ম তৈরি করছি, যেহেতু আমি অনেক কষ্ট করে মানুষ হয়েছি, অনেক মানে পথ পাড়ি দিয়ে আসছি, এই যে সবকিছু ফ্রি করে দিছি যে বাংলাদেশে যারা আমার মতো যারা ছাত্রছাত্রী আছে তারা এইভাবে শিখুক। আমি রিসার্চ সোসাইটি অর্গানাইজেশন করছি, ওয়েবসাইট আছে আমাদের, আমাদের ইউটিউব চ্যানেল আছে, সবকিছু আমরা ফ্রি দিচ্ছি। তো আপনাকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ, আর আজকে আমাদের সাথে যারা ছিলেন সবাইকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। এবং আমরা অবশ্যই আবার সামনে হয়তো বা স্যার অনেক ব্যস্ত থাকবে, তারপর আমি চেষ্টা করবো স্যারকে বলে বলে যদি আনতে পারি কোনো এক সময়, আমরা আবার নেক্সট সেশন করবো ইনশাআল্লাহ। তো সবাই ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন, আল্লাহ হাফেজ, আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহ।
থ্যাংকস, বাই।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম ভাই।